SRO for the NBFC sector in India. Okay, now this is a very sensitive issue. So let me address it this way. First question foremost, as is being raised, is do we need priority sector lending? Is it required? And here I think I am in consonance with what Mr. Dubey just said, that sometimes it's human nature. Some things need to be done only when they are made mandatory or compulsory. So we do need it. We do need norms where certain amount of bank credit has to go into this from the overall social perspective. And the challenge here is to make it doable and make it profitable and make it workable. The moment we come to this question, on one hand, we have the example of Mr. Dubey and his bank, which have exceeded the priority sector targets, and I'm sure this must be one of the very few examples, and a lot of bankers face challenges. So the question comes into mind is, okay, PSL is required, next, who does it? And it is here I question that why do we think that always only banks should be doing priority sector lending directly? You know, okay, agreed, there are norms. So I go back in history, and we had one very interesting RBI circular way back issued in 99 or I think 2000, that all bank lending to NBFCs for all lending to priority sector was considered as priority sector for banks. This arrangement was working. Suddenly, one fine morning, April 2011, we found a circular issued by RBI, which was titled for MFIs, but it had a statement, one-line statement, that henceforth, all bank credit to NBFCs for all lending to priority sector, the priority sector status is withdrawn. Now, the question is that, is it really desirable? And once again, I come back to the question, the need is to make the priority sector accessible to credit. They should have access to credit. Who provides credit? I don't know, should that much importance be given? Yes, as long as the entity doing it is regulated, is part of the system, and is following the basic norms. And there again, this whole model, you know, we used to often say that a wholesale retail relationship between a bank and NBFC is a perfectly doable model in a country like India. And what I'm saying is not that yes, and you know, during our pre-session internal discussion we were going through, the view is that yes, I mean, it should not sound as if banks outsource their priority sector lending. So what we are saying is there could be a judicious mix of banks directly doing priority sector lending and going through the intermediary route like NBFCs. The next obvious question comes, why NBFCs? So here, if we look back in history again, it was in 1997 that the RBI Act was amended, and RBI introduced that Chapter 3C in the Act wherein NBFC regulations were put in place. And one of the key findings of the task force was that in fact it has been NBFCs who've been the originators and the first time credit delivers to the unbanked segment. And because we all know NBFCs follow a heavy retail oriented lending model. So NBFCs cater to the unbanked segment who use the track record maintained by them with the NBFCs and over a period of 2-3 years mature to become a bankable borrower. They use that track record maintained with the NBFCs and become a bankable borrower.